Saturday afternoon baseball is next. And good afternoon, everybody. We welcome you into the live broadcast of Texas League Baseball. And now, here is the star of the show and the voice of the San Antonio Missions, John Baker. Thank you, Bob, and good afternoon, everybody. We welcome you into the live broadcast of Texas League Baseball. It is Game 5 of our 6-game set between the visiting San Antonio Missions and the Wichita Wind Surge. Well, today we start at 4:05, our first pitch. Gates open at 3, so for the last hour, fans are still piling in, getting ready for a afternoon worth of fun here as we have Game 5. But anyway, as we get ready to get things going, we'll have post-game fireworks extravaganza as we have this ball game, and you can either sit and wait for the fireworks, or just go on home after the ball game, get dinner going, and so far pretty good. Well, last ever game tomorrow afternoon, 1:05, our first pitch, gates open at high noon. Well, it will also be the last ever meetup between the two ball clubs, between San Antonio and Wichita. And so far, I just got to say, well, been a pretty good year for the two ball clubs meeting up. And so far, we hope and pray that many more times next year we'll get a pretty good meetup between these two. Well, anyway, after tomorrow's game, San Antonio heads home, and by golly, so do we. We get ready to take on the visiting Frisco Rough Riders in a 6-game set before we have our 12 games on the road. Leadoff 6 at Bayfront Park to take on Corpus Christi, and All-American Ballpark to take on the Arkansas Travelers. San Antonio will come back home as they take on the visiting Amarillo Sod Poodles, and then after that, closing out the first half in Midland, and then 4 days being off as we say farewell to the first half of this regular season, and then so far, well, pretty good one. Anyway, for the second half, we'll have our last 3 games against Corpus Christi, and after that Sunday game, we will say so long to the Corpus Christi Hooks for this year. Frisco will have their last 12 games, and there's 6 games in San Antonio, and San Antonio goes to Frisco for the last 6. So pretty much it will be Frisco, Amarillo, Springfield, Northwest Arkansas, Midland, and Amarillo being the only teams left of the first half. Second half, I should say. But anyway, add Corpus Christi on there, as they will be the last teams of the second half. And so far, pretty good. Playoff race inbound as we get going to the second half. And so far, the final 4 clubs getting in there will be announced at a later time. But anyway, we'll definitely keep an eye out for that. And so far, eyes and ears are out for the 2027 baseball schedule. Well, last night, Wichita winning Game 4 of this 6-game set as they beat San Antonio by a final score of 3-2. But anyway, yes, we do have some sad news in the Texas League, and so far we look at Springfield at Frisco has been postponed. Midland at Northwest Arkansas suspended through 5, and Northwest Arkansas led Midland by 1 run. 1-0 Northwest Arkansas in that one after getting suspended. Tulsa and Amarillo got suspended too as they played only 2 innings of baseball, and evidently they had thunderstorms go through the area there in downtown Amarillo, and boy, it came down hard, but most evidently the Sod Poodles will maybe make up a doubleheader tomorrow. We'll go ahead and pull that up for you as we get going here tonight. And so far, getting going on top of that. But anyway, yep, they will have a doubleheader for Tulsa as they get going at 2:05, the first pitch. And so far, game 6 there against the Drillers and Sod Poodles will converge play at whatever time they will do, but most evidently pretty good on top of that. Anyway, pretty good on that. And so far, I got to say, our afternoon ball game just about ready to go here in this one. But yeah, anyway, pretty good. Well, cloudy skies here this afternoon with temperature at 75 degrees. It'll drop down to 70 as we get going through the afternoon into the early evening. Well, light moderate rain showers around the vicinity, and so far the vicinity of the ballpark itself might have a few spits in there, but evidently it's going to be okay. We will still have baseball this afternoon, and so far for the 5th game of the 6 games here in Wichita. But anyway, we'll get ready to go here right now, and so far, top of the 1st inning for San Antonio, just about set to go. And so far, the wind surge now taking the field as they get ready to come out. And, yep, a big crowd here as we get set for the 4 o'clock matinee. And so far, our game tomorrow at 1:05, gates open at 12 noon. Jose Olivares, a right-hander, is getting loose on the mound for Wichita. And so far, a pretty good one here this afternoon. The shortstop is Clay Dungan as we get ready to go. And here's the first pitch right there, a curveball down and inside for strike 1. And we are underway. No balls and 1 strike the count now. And here's the windup. And that is going to be right there. Liner straight away to right field through for a hit. And that is how the ball game gets going with a no-out single. Yeah, I got to say, John, that's a pretty good one right there. As it skips the second baseman and boy, gets the shallow right for that base hit, and so far a pretty good one. Here's the second leadoff hitter, Kai Roberts. And they'll contest that one and see where it was. And the call got overturned. Now no balls and a strike. No balls and 1 strike the count now as Olivares pitching for the wind surge will come in and take the count now 0-2. Yeah, so far a pretty good afternoon for the fans coming out to the ball game. And so far our time here, 4 o'clock to 7. So at least 3 hours to play here this afternoon. Would have been nice if we had the sun and stuff, the sun and blue sky, but most evidently having the clouds around, that will definitely be the the cup of tea here today. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count now to Kai Roberts. And that's going to be a ground ball, but they'll knock it down. And he is safely aboard. And that will go in for an infield single on a base hit. So now San Antonio, 2 hits in this half inning. And boy, I tell you one thing, Bob, Wichita looks like they're in trouble early on in this game. Yeah, I got to say, John, they look like it. And now the catcher is Ethan Salas. Will take an inside strike. And is the count now 0-1. No balls and 1 strike the count. And here's the pitch. That's a swing and a miss. The count now at 0-2. Wichita heads to Tulsa. San Antonio heads home, take on the Frisco Rough Riders after tomorrow. These 2 teams part ways, but most evidently they will high-five each other and they will give each other hugs and stuff. But anyway, that one is foul. Still hanging on. 1-2 the count now to the catcher, Ethan Salas. And right there, swung on and missed. That is out number 1 on a strikeout. Let's get the San Antonio starting lineup. Stungen, Roberts, and Salas will lead it off. Sanabria, Carpathios, Fabian middle. Verdugo, Murphy, and Castañon will wrap it up for San Antonio here this afternoon. First baseman Romeo Sanabria getting ready to go. That's going to hit that one right there through for a hit. And now that will load up the bases here in this one. Boy, and I'll tell you one thing. 3 back-to-back hits. Boy, can't get any worse than that. Boy, for Wichita, that would be worse to give up the first hit or a grand slam in this one. That one is a high pop-up straight away, and that will drift foul to the right fielder, Braden Carpathios. Bases loaded here in the top of the first inning for San Antonio. And the pitch. Oh, boy, he almost hit him there. Almost did there, Bob. Just a few more inches, and it could have been. He would have been out to first, and that would still keep the bases loaded with a run in to score. And that one's outside. The count now 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes, and that is out for a cold strike. And that is out number 2. Now hopefully the wind surge could get out of this half inning without any runs to score in. The designated hitter, Albert Fabian, gets ready to go. As the slider is outside, the count now 1-0. Runners hold on all 3 cylinders here. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be right there. Line drive, base hit. 1 run scores, 2 runs score. And San Antonio now taking a 2-run lead on a infield single. Man, pretty good hit there for Albert Fabian. Boy, he knew what he was doing. He had the master plan all along. That is for sure. Here's Rosamond Verdugo as he comes in. We'll take that one outside as 1-0. Corners loaded, 2 men down, 2 in to score for San Antonio. That one is a high pop-up, straightaway right field. And the right fielder gets it, and that ends the inning. 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors, and 2 left for San Antonio. we head to the bottom of the first. San Antonio with the lead, 2-0. So just about set to go as we'll have our starter on the mound for the Missions when we come back. Fouls at the goal for the bottom of the first for Wichita right now, the Wind Surge Baseball Network. Well, a right-hander, Dyson Acosta, is on the mound for San Antonio here today. Sinker, slider, and a changeup. 93 on the sinker. As we look at this one guy getting ready to go for San Antonio here this afternoon.
Leading off here this afternoon,
center fielder Madak Suten coming in, getting ready to go. And the first pitch right there and in for a strike, and that's 0-1. No balls and one strike. That one is right there. Ground ball straight away. Up to, from the shortstop to Sanabria, who would get him for the out. Houghton being the first one down, retired. Ortega and Gonzalez up next. Amick Mendez and Lugo, middle half. Culpepper, Spain, and Olivar will round it out for the Wind Surge here today. Second baseman, Joriel Ortega getting going. And here's the pitch, and that one fouled in the way. Out now 0-1. No balls and one strike. Here's the pitch. That one is in for the strike. And the count now 0-2. San Antonio 2, Wichita 0. Bottom of the first inning. One man down, nobody on. Swing and a miss. Got him. And that is out number 2 on the first strikeout for Dyson Acosta. Here's the pitch. And that is in for a strike to Gabriel Gonzalez. Flying up in the left field position here today for the Wind Surge. And here's the pitch. And that one is in for a strike. The count now 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. High in the air, straight away. Behind the plate is Salas, and that will be it. No runs, hits, or errors, and nobody aboard for Wichita as we played one. San Antonio up 2-0. Top half of the second coming up right after the break here in Wichita.
leading off, left fielder Kai Murphy.
Left fielder Kai Murphy coming in as we get things going for the top of the second inning here in Wichita, Kansas. 8-hole batter, 8-9-1, due up against Jose Olivares. No balls and 1 strike, the count now. Murphy batting at a .321 average. And that is going to be skied high in the air, straight away left center field. Or right center. Whoops. And that will be out number 1. Marcos Castañon, the second baseman, coming in. Yeah, you're getting a little confused right there about that field position. Well, that one's going to be right there. Liner straight away, through for a hit. And Marcos Castañon's getting on base.
Now batting, shortstop, Clay Dungan.
Clay Dungan getting in, is ready to go.
Timeout. That ball got him right there.
And that ball is out, and the count now.
Number 2.
Well, ooh, yeah, he get hit, but first and second now. And that's a swing and a miss. The count now 0-1. No balls and 1 strike, the count. And the pitch. And that is fouled off. The count now 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes to count. And here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him. 2 down.
Now batting.
Boy, one more to get out of this pickle pocket jam, I would say. But most evidently, Ethan Salas will get it going if he could get some base hits going and get the runner in scoring position. That one is high in the air, straight away, up to right field. And the right fielder gets out of the pickle pocket jam, and that will do it. Well, no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on. 2.5 as San Antonio leads it 2-0. Well, Billy Amick will get things ready to go for Wichita when we come back. Now set to go for the bottom half of the second inning. Right now, the Wind Surge Baseball Network. Billy Amick got about set to go, 4, 5, and 6. Middle half of the Wichita order. Getting ready to go as that's taken well and inside for strike 1. And the count now 0-1. The pitch. And that is in for strike 2. So no balls and 2 strikes to pitch. And that one is fouled in the way. The count now still hanging on, 0-2. So tonight's only 4 ball clubs is Arkansas at Corpus Christi and San Antonio at Wichita. 6 ball clubs have been rained out tonight. Springfield at Frisco, Midland at Northwest Arkansas, and Tulsa at Amarillo. The 1-2. Right there, ground ball straight away. Dyson Acosta throws down to Sanabria, and that is out number 1. Henry Mendez, a designated hitter, coming in now for the Wind Surge. And the pitch.
That's out.
And that is outside. The count now at 1 ball and no strikes. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be right there. And that will go through for a base hit. So the first one for Wichita gets in. Here is Andy Lugo.
That's a ball.
As that's a ball outside. The count now 1-0 to first baseman. 1 ball, no strikes. Pitch. And that one is high fly, out of play, foul. And the count now at 1-1. Swing and a miss. Got him. Right there in the count now 1-2. 1-2. And that is popped foul. 1-2. Here's the
Ball, that's
pitch,
good.
and that one right there. And the count now 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and that one fouled and away. Two and two. Swing and a miss. Got him. Blew it right by him for the second strikeout. And there's 2 down.
Yeah.
And now Colleen Culpepper coming in for his at-bat. And that will be 1 ball and no strikes as the call got overturned from a strike to a ball. And there's the runner. Straight ahead. Not in time as he'll steal second. Runner at second, 2 down. Eileen Culpepper up to the plate. What a stop to Rosemond Verdugo. Straight to Sanabria. Ends the inning. No runs on the hit, no errors, 1 left for Wichita. As we head to the third, San Antonio up 2-0. So we'll be right back as Romeo Sanabria getting ready to go here in the half inning. Now set to go for the third inning for San Antonio right now, the Wind Surge Baseball Network. Now set to go. Here's the first baseman, Romeo Sanabria, as he'll take the first pitch in for a strike. As the count now 0-1. No balls, one strike to the four-hole hitter. And the pitch is inside for a strike. The count now at 0-2.
Ball.
And that one is downstairs, and the count now 1-2. And right there, strike three called. Got him.
Right fielder, number
Fourth
22.
strikeout for Jose Olivares. And here's the right fielder, Braden Carpathios. For San Antonio up a pretty good lead, 2-0 here in the third. Which that is pretty good. Man, it sure is there, Bob. And that will go bouncing right off the building there. Boy, and good thing those upper level windows are solid bulletproof glass. More like baseball proof. And right there, that is gone. And that's the first one of the day by Braden Carpathios. Pretty good one there, John, as we look at it. Yep, that one was hit pretty good, too, as we show track it to you. 426 over to 104.1 on the exit velocity. Now San Antonio up 3-0 here in the third inning. Here is Albert Fabian, was a 2-run RBI single on the first. It's 1-for-1. I gotta say, pretty good for this guy here for San Antonio, Bob. Yeah, I gotta say, John, absolutely right about what that guy does. And that one's gonna be right there. Liner straight away, down and in. And that's gonna put Fabian up to second with still a one-out single.
Now batting, third
A
base.
one-out double, I should say, by Fabian. But most evidently, this guy can really come in and do more damage. And here's Rosemond Verdugo as he comes in and he swings and misses at the initial offering. The count now 0-1. That's in for a strike. The count now 0-2. Quinones and Baker now warming up in the Wind Surge bullpen.
That's a ball.
That one's down in the count now 1-2, but yep, called third strike, so that means that one guy
Now
getting
batting,
over
left fielder,
and out of that one. And the count now 2 strikes. Out number 2, I should say. Where are you at this afternoon, John? Well, I gotta say, I guess the cloud cover or whatever it is. Yeah, cloud cover doesn't make you that way. And that one's got high in the air and up to center field, as that will do it. But Braden Carpathios will get things going as he powers that one straight away right field. And San Antonio takes the lead 3-0. We'll be right back as Garrett Spain gets ready to go. Foul set to go for the bottom of the third right now. The Wind Surge Baseball Network. Well, go ahead, Bob. Go ahead. Get going on your announcing and stuff. All right. Well, thank you, John. I appreciate it. Anyway, 8-hole batter Garrett Spain coming in. That's going to be a ground ball straight away. Jump throw for Verdugo, straight away to Sanabria. And in time, out number one.
Batting ninth, catcher, number 1.
Boy, that's a wasted out right there, I would say. It most definitely is when you look at it there, Bob. Here is Ricardo Olivar as he comes in. We'll take that one downstairs, and the count now 1-0. So far, a pretty good one if San Antonio could claim this game, and so far, a pretty good one. Right there, Rosman Verdugo jump throws a second time around, got him, and that is out number 2.
Now batting, center fielder, number
And that's the
37.
second time we've seen Rosman Verdugo jump off of his feet right to Sanabria and just getting him right there, like right off of that third base area. But that's going to be right there, high in the air. And that ball is going to drift out of play, foul. And the count now at 0-1. 0 for 1. The ground out to Houghton comes in. And so far, pretty good. Here's the 0-1. That one is high and out of play, foul. Still hanging on onto that one. The 0-1 delivery, and that is strike 3 called. And that will do for the side retired here in this one. Top of the fourth, and San Antonio up by 3. Well, leading off the half inning for San Antonio, second baseman Marcos Castañon is 1 for 1, a single. As we get ready to go here in the fourth inning for the Missions. Castañon will come up empty-handed as he swings and misses, the count now at 0-1.
Ball.
And that is outside, the count now 1-1. One, and that one foul. Count now 1-2. One ball and 2 strikes to count. Here's the pitch, and that one's going to be popped foul, and still hanging on.
Ball.
2 balls, 2 strikes now. 2-2, here's the delivery. And that one popped foul.
Nope. Outside.
That's full count now, and on deck is shortstop Clay Dungan. Dungan coming in is ready to go.
That's ball 4. Take
And that is ball 4, so he will lose him on a full count. Now runner at first. Manager on his way to the mound now, as that will do for Jose Olivar, as that will pretty much be it. So far, the right-hander is getting relieved out of this ball game
Now pitching,
much earlier than anticipated. Luis Quinones coming in, a 4-seam curveball changeup and a 2-seam fastball will get going for the Wind Surge here this afternoon.
now batting, shortstop Clay Dungan.
And that is right there. The count now 0-1 to the shortstop Clay Dungan. As Luis Quinones, the new reliever out on the mound for Wichita, now is getting started with his pitches. 1 ball and 1 strike the count now to
Ball 2.
Dungan as he gets down and in for a count now, 2-1.
Aye.
The pitch. And that one's foul. And right there, called third strike, and that will be out number 1.
Now back
Center fielder Kai Roberts
number 2.
getting in here, is ready to go. And there's going to be a bunt right there.
Foul.
And that ball will go foul. Nothing and 1. Here's a pitch. And again, bunts it, foul. And the pitch.
Ball
That
1.
one is outside. And the count now 1-2.
Nope, that's a ball. Ball 3.
And right there, called third strike.
Catcher number 90.
And that is out number 2. Ethan Salas in now, 0 for 2, a strikeout and a flyout. And it's getting ready to go here in this half inning. That one right there, ground ball, straight away, first in time, and that's the half inning. No runs on a hit, no errors, 1 left for San Antonio. Bottom of 4, mission's up 3-0. They'll be right back after the break as we'll get things started with Joriel Ortega leading it off for the Wind Surge in the bottom of 4. Well, we're just about set to go for the bottom of the fourth right now. The Wind Surge Baseball Network. Oriel Ortega coming in as he'll foul that one off. The count now at 0-1. Is getting ready to go here in this half inning for Wichita. The 0-1. That one ground ball straight away short. And in time to Sanabria as he makes the play for out number 1.
Number 72.
That'll bring in left fielder Gabriel Gonzalez. 0 for 1, a pop out last time around. So far, pretty good. Dyson Acosta now at 33 pitches as that one will miss outside. And the count now 1 ball and no strikes. I'll just say, been taking a lot of long breaks there, John, I gotta say. But most evidently, I think things are okay. I mean, as long as you need a breather, take a breather. Right there, straight away, up to Castañon de Sanabria, and that's out number 2. Gotta say there, Bob, absolutely right about the long breaks, but evidently we do that just to have crowd sponsors and many other things as well. Here's Billy Amick now.
Ball. That's
As the
inside.
sinker is outside, the count now is 1 ball and no strikes. Bottom of the fourth here on this Saturday afternoon, and that's going to be right there. Line drive straight away in time, and that's the inning. So no runs, hits, or errors, and nobody aboard for Wichita. And we are going to head to the 5th. San Antonio up by 3.
Leading off, first baseman.
First baseman Romeo Sanabria coming in is 1 for 2, a single for the Missions. Wind up and the pitch, and that will be outside. 1 ball and no strikes as Quinones will face off Sanabria. And here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. No ball, 1 ball and 1 strike to Sanabria. And right there, that will be a swing and a miss. The count now 1-2. 1-2, here's the delivery knockout. And that is a called third strike.
Now batting, right fielder, number 22.
Ball got overturned. So most likely, Sanabria getting a second chance of getting in. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be right there. Liner stripped away. And that is through for a base hit.
Now batting, right fielder, number 22.
That'll bring in number 22, Braden Carpathios. Carpathios coming in. Will take an inside strike as the count now 0-1. 1 for 2, a home run, RBI. So far, a pretty good one here tonight. Here's the pitch. That one is foul. And the count now at 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. That one's high fly in the air and straight away. And that goes to the shortstop, and that is out number 1.
Now batting, the designated hitter, number 40.
Well, that'll bring up the designated hitter, Albert Fabian. 2 for 2, a double and 2 RBIs. And so far, a pretty good one here. And that's a swing and a miss. The count now at 0-1. And that is in for a changeup, and the count now 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes, and that is going to be out for a called third strike. And that will be 2 down. Wind Surge manager coming out of the bullpen right now, and so far that will do for Luis Quinones as he gets going. First reliever now relieved out of this game. And so far, pretty much, Jalen Nowlin will get going for Wichita. Four-seam slider, changeup, and a two-seam fastball getting ready to go. Third baseman Rosamond Verdugo coming in is 0 for 2 strikeouts and a flyout. Boy, I got to say to this guy right here, he can really throw that fastball. That one is fouled off. The count now at 0-1. San Antonio up 3-0 here in the top of the fifth inning. And they can still do more damage getting going, but that will be it, as that will be the side retired. We got the first base shot right over here going into right field, and so far just a great crowd we have here on a Saturday afternoon. And boy, just a full house. Hendry Mendez, the designated hitter coming in, is 1 for 2. Evidently, if it's a jersey giveaway or if everybody wants to come in and get fireworks for the evening, make sure you guys are staying afterwards. But if not, then that's okay. Or if you want to go home for a little while, right after the ball game ends, and then come back and then go back home, I guess you're pretty good. But right there, Castañon de Sanabria will get out number 1. Well, that'll bring up Andy Lugo, the first baseman, 0 for 1 to strikeout. Here's the pitch, and he's going to bunt his way on. And not in time, as that will be a successful bunt. That'll bring in Kalen Culpepper as he comes in. And the pitch.
That's a balk.
That's going to be a balk right there. Now he's automatically sent to second base. So pretty good right there. Now here's the windup.
That's a balk.
And now he's going to get balked right there.
Third base.
Second to third, and now Wichita, 90 feet away, gets going in. Wind up and the pitch. And that will be outside as 1-0. So for 1, a ground out by Culpepper here. This shortstop here today for Wichita. And that is in for a code. Strike is the count now at 1-1. Wichita could definitely make a difference in scoring in this run. And yes, they did. Down and in. That will go for a base hit. A RBI single will get them across the score. Now it's 3-1. Garrett Spain coming up now. As that is in for a strike. The count now 0-1. 0 for 1, a ground out. Here's the pitch. And that one is out of play. The count now at 0-2. 0-2. And that's still hanging on. But it'll drift out of play foul. 0-2. And that's going to be right there. Liner straight away. And now the tying run gets on first.
Now batting, catcher, number 1.
Well, the catcher is Ricardo Olivar.
That's a
As
ball.
that is taken outside. It's 1 ball and no strikes. One ball, no strikes to count. Here's the windup.
That's a balk. Time. Runners, move on up.
Second and third as runners will move on up. And now the tying run sits at second. Here's a 1-0. And that one popped foul. And the count now 1-1. Already 50 pitches for Dyson Acosta here today. And that's going to be right there in line foul. And the count now at 1-2. Here's a 1-2. Swing and a miss. Got him.
Now batting, center fielder, number 47.
Center fielder is Madak Sutton as 0 for 2 with strikeout and a ground out. About ready to go. Here's the pitch, and that is in for a taking cold strike. And the count now at 0-1. And that's an empty up hand right there, as that will be out for a count now 0-2. 2-1, 2 out here in the bottom of the fifth. And that's going to be right there to the shortstop. Throw down the first in time. And that will end 5 innings. Kalen Culpepper coming in with a RBI single, getting in across the score. Top half of the 6th inning, San Antonio up by 2. It's 3-1. Halfway here through tonight on this Saturday afternoon, and I got to say pretty good as we just now probably hit the 6 o'clock hour, but most evidently starting tonight at 4 o'clock. Or should I say afternoon and stuff. But top half of the 6th inning as San Antonio leading it 3-1 against Wichita. And the batter will be the left fielder, Kai Murphy. So we'll definitely have some time being called as Murphy will step out to ask for time. And that will do it. But 3-1 our score as we go into the 6th. Well, about set to go for the top half of the sixth inning right now. The Wind Surge Baseball Network. A few more innings here this afternoon as Kai Murphy getting in now for San Antonio. 8, 9, and 1 due up here in the half inning as they count now 0-1 as the first pitch was thrown in. No balls, 1 strike here, the count. Flags blowing up to the right field area, and that's a swing and a miss. And the count now at 0-2. And right there, called third strike, and that is out number 1. No balls and no strikes here, the count now. Castagnon getting set. Wind up in the stretch and swing and a miss. Count now 0-1. Oh, that one foul. And that one is the count now 1-2 as that misses down in the dirt. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him.
Now batting, shortstop, Clay Duncan.
Clay Duncan, the shortstop, coming in is 1 for 2, a single, and a run here this afternoon. And the pitch. That's a swing and a miss. Count now 0-1. 2 men down, nobody on here in the top of the 6th inning, but San Antonio does hold a pretty good lead. At least by 2 runs. Yeah, I gotta say, John, they're doing all right for the time being, but they gotta keep getting in and getting something going. Well, called third strike will do it, and that will end the half inning. Wichita will have Ortega, Gonzalez, and Amick ready to go for this half inning. But we'll be right back in this one. As we get ready to go, is Doriel Ortega getting set to go for the Wind Surge when we come back. Well, about set to go for the bottom of the 6th right now. The Wind Surge Baseball Network. Well, before the bottom of the 6th can get started, we're going to have a pitching change as the manager is getting set to go. And so far, that will get in a right-hander, Andrew Dahlquist, now pitching for San Antonio, getting ready to go. So far, the starter was looking tired as he now came out of this ball game and did exceptionally well as getting going. High in the air, a pop-up straightaway right field. And the right fielder, Carpathios, will get it himself for out number one.
Left fielder, number 72.
The left fielder, Gabriel Gonzalez, getting ready to go. Wind up, and the pitch is in for the cold strike, and the count now at 0-1. Well, just a few more innings here in the early evening of this ball game, and that one fouled off. And the count now at 0-2. The pitch, and still hanging on. 0-2. Real ball straight away. Third time right there through for Sanabria.
Now batting.
And that is out number 2.
Number 11.
That's a third time in this game that Romeo Sanabria gets the ball straight from Rosman Verdugo, right off the feet of Verdugo himself. And that is in for a strike. The count now 0-1. 2 groundouts, 0 for 2 by Amick, the third baseman for the Wind Surge. That one is a high pop-up, out of play, foul. And the count now at 0-2. The pitch. And that's going to be high fly in the air, and that's not going to get through. Not caught by the right fielder, and he's going to slide in safely
Now batting.
there as second with a
Hitter, number 64.
2-out double. Well, pretty good base hit there, John, I tell you. Oh, yeah. Well, right there, coming in, here is Henry Mendez. And the pitch. And that one is going to be gone, a home run. And we are tied by Henry Mendez. His first home run of the day. 351 home run distance, an exit velocity of close to 100. And so far, a pretty good one as of that. Now here is Andy Lugo as he comes in. Will swing and a miss at the initial offering. The count now at 0-1. No balls and 1 strike, the count here. And the 0-1. And that one is pelted. That's deep. Straight away left, and that will end the inning. But Henry Mendez getting in a 2-run shot. It will tie us up at 3-3. 7th inning coming up. And San Antonio and Wichita tied in this game.
Now pitching. Number
Jarrett
61.
Wharf coming in now as a right-hander. He's getting going here for the top of the 7th inning for Wichita.
Leading
And
off,
now bring in the center fielder, Kai Roberts, 1 for 3, single on a run. 3-3 ball game here in the top half of the 7th inning. And that one will be jumped out and missed, and the count now 0-1. Roberts coming in is 0 for 1. And that's a swing and a miss. The count now 0-2. The 0-2 delivery, and that one is high and outside as 1-2. Right there, the count now 1-2 as he fouls that one off. Right there, that's a bouncy ball, straight away short, and in time for out number 1.
Now batting. Catcher, number 90.
Well, that'll bring up Ethan Salas now. It's getting ready to go for him. He's 0 for 3. A strikeout, fly out, and a ground out for Salas. And here's the pitch. And that one is outside. The count now 1-1. And that is in for a strike. The count now 1-2. The pitch. And still holding him down. And right there, a called third strike will get him down.
Number 93.
And that'll bring in number 93. And that is Romeo Sanabria, the first baseman. And that is in for a strike. The count now at 0-1. Romeo Sanabria. That'll be the count now, 0-2. 2 outs, nobody aboard here in this half inning.
Ball, that's out.
And that one is outside. The count now at 1-2. And the pitch. And that will do it. And we go now to the bottom of the 7th inning stretch here at the ball game. It's 3-3. So we'll be back as Kalen Culpepper will lead it off in the leadoff spot for all the what was I saying there, Bob? Leadoff spot. Oh yeah, the Kalen Culpepper being in the leadoff spot for Wichita, coming up right after this. Well, hope you've had a pretty good 7th inning stretch here in Wichita as we get ready for the bottom of the 7th right now in the Windsurge Baseball Network. Bottom of 7 is the bottom half of the order. Eileen Culpepper up now for Wichita. And that's going to be a ball, and the count now 1-0. 3-3 tie here in the bottom half of the 7th inning here on this Saturday afternoon. And that is going to be in for a strike. The count now at 1-1. Andrew Dahlquist coming in as he's going to go after, and the right fielder Carpathios runs that one down.
Right fielder,
And that is one out. Right fielder Garrett Spain coming in is 1 for 2 single here this afternoon. And he's going to bunt his way on, but that will go foul. And the count now of 0-1. No balls and 1 strike. And that one is bashed down the line, and it's going and straight away as that will go down. And he reaches third on a 1-out triple.
Now batting, catcher, number 1.
Man, and the tie-breaking run just 90 feet away from scoring in. I know, Bob, it's getting pretty interesting here in this ball game. Wichita trying to cut off the bottom of the 9th inning for San Antonio. Yeah, so that would be at least 3 outs eliminated after that.
Ball, that's outside.
And that one is outside. The count now 1-1. 1-1. Here's the delivery. That's a swing and a miss. The count now 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Here's the windup and delivery, and that's going to get down. Liner for a right field base hit. Run in to score, and now Wichita takes back the lead against San Antonio. It's now 4-3 win surge. Maddox Sutton coming in now. As that's powered in, a strike, and the count now 0-1. Strikeout and 2 groundouts, 0 for 3 here for Maddox Sutton. And the pitch. That one is a high pop-up straightaway out in foul grounds. And that's the count now at 0-2. Wind up and the pitch. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. And that is out number 2.
Number 8.
Well, that'll bring in Joyel Ortega as he gets ready to go. High pop up straight away. Castanon gets it. And that's the inning. But a run on the score as Ricardo Olivar gets that big, beautiful RBI double. And we head to the 8th inning. Wichita leading it 4-3.
Leading off, right fielder, number
Top half of the 8th inning. Braden Carpathios coming in. As we're now entering into our final 2 innings of the day. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. The count now 0-1. Parades and Pascalado getting ready to go. And that's going to be in for a strike. The count now at 0-2.
Ball 1.
And that's going to be a ball. The count now 1-2. Well, called for a strike 3.
now batting.
But that'll be 1 down. 2 for 3, a double. Is Albert Fabian. Single and 2 RBIs for him here this afternoon. Wind up and the pitch, and that's a swing and a miss, and the count now 0-2. And that's a swing and a miss right there. Blew it right by him, and that's out number 2. Well, manager coming out of the bullpen as that's going to do for the reliever. And so far, he's seen enough of the relief
Now
pitcher here in this one. Andrew Bash coming in now. It's a two-seam slider, curveball, changeup, and a sweeper getting on the mound for Wichita. Rosamond Verdugo coming in, 0 for 3, a strikeout and 2 flyouts here this afternoon. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Count now 0-1. Swing and a miss. And the count now 0-2. And right there, called third strike. That's the half inning over. Beautiful shot of our third base area, and so far, gotta say, always a pretty good shot here in this one. Bottom of the 8th coming up here in this one as Gabriel Gonzalez will lead it off. We head now to the bottom of the eighth. Right now, the Wind Surge Baseball Network. Gabriel Gonzalez getting ready to go. 4-3 ball game as we head for the bottom of the eighth inning as Andrew Dahlquist getting in to go. That one fouled in the way. The count now 0-1. Here's the pitch, and that is a swing and a miss. The count now at 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. The pitch, and that's a called third strike, and got him down. And there is one away.
Now batting, third baseman, number 11.
Well, that'll bring in Billy Amick as he comes in. That one fouled in the way. The count now 0-1. 1 for 3 by Amick here tonight. I do believe almost 7 o'clock as we get to the end of this one. And that's going to be a high pop-up straight away to the wall as he hits the wall. And boy, what a way to get that one going. Now 2 down for Wichita. And now here is Henry Mendez as he comes in. Boy, 6th inning. You look at this guy can really hit a baseball. And that was that one run that came in across the score on that base hit. Mendez now coming in. Here's the pitch as that is fouled off. The count now at 0-1. No balls and 1 strike. 2 outs, nobody on, and that will be will be in for code strike number 2. And that one's going to be lofted high in the air straight away, up in time, and that will do it. Well, 9th inning coming up for San Antonio as we get ready to get going and wrapping up this one. And it's 4-3 Wind Surge as we head for the 9th.
Now pitching,
Mike Parade's coming in now. 4-seam slider, serve, circle change, and a sinker is getting ready to go here for Wichita.
leading things off.
And now, left fielder Kai Murphy is 0 for 3, a strikeout and 2 flyouts. Only 3 outs remain for San Antonio here in this one. And that one is out of play, found. The count now 0-1. Here's the pitch.
Ball 1.
And that is out for a ball. The count now 1-1. Right there, the count now 1-2. There's a 1-2 offering. That one popped foul, still hanging on. That one popped foul, still hanging on. And right there, swing and a miss. Now down to the final 2 outs for San Antonio today. Second baseman Marcos Castañon is next to bat for the Missions. And here's the pitch. And that's a swing and a miss. The count now 0-1. Well, our teams today, Springfield and Frisco being postponed. Midland and Northwest Arkansas also suspended. Tulsa and Amarillo suspended as well. Here's the windup. And that's a swing and a miss. And that is out number 2. And Castañon not happy about that one. Almost throw his bat and nearly getting ejected. I mean, just almost looked like he let the bat go, but he held on to it on top of that, and that's going to be outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Here's the windup and the pitch, and that's a high pop-up straight away. And the Wind Surge win the second in a row. So now 30-26 for Wichita. And make that 24 even on that one. So far, a pretty good afternoon for this ball club. And now one more game in Wichita before our 6 against Frisco next week. Corpus Christi taking the win, and they will, well, actually, they don't play as of right now, but they're getting ready to start as being the final couple of teams here today. But most evidently, hope everybody had a pretty good day today. And so far, tomorrow, kids can run the bases and have a pretty good time just doing that. Well, anyway, we hope to see y'all tomorrow. Our first pitch at 1:05. Gates open at high noon. For all of us, have a safe and happy time going home.